So now we're going to get Wiseman against Molten to finish the stream up in the finals. Not a bad matchup, actually. I can't say it was unexpected. I think I was expecting this one to be the final match. Over on Babylon Airlie for the first map. Again in the purple, again for Goldem. In the top left is Molten. In the green, in the bottom right, again for RD is Wiseman. So we saw Molten play a little bit cheeky against Figaro. And I'm not sure he'll do that here. I think he's much more confident in his macro game against Wiseman. That said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Forge. Wiseman is a bit cheesy, can be a bit aggro. And a Forge can really help to shut all of that down. So we'll see Molten's tech choice imminently. Forge. So, meanwhile, Wiseman is going for the gas. Maybe Molten's just a cannon rusher now. Maybe I didn't get the memo. Wiseman's going gas, pool, and then hatch. And honestly, this is a bit of a build order win for Wiseman, but Molten, if he scouts this, can just decide not to make any cannons and not to worry about it. And macro out. But we'll see. We do know that Molten knows where the 3 pylon wall on this map is, over here. And used it to great effect against Figaro. Let's see. Now, I'm sort of expecting this to be a Ravager burst of some description. Okay. Molten's cooking. This is going to be a short one, people, because Molten... No, because Wiseman has no vision of it. Because he pulled the Overlord away. It's interesting that Molten doesn't really care about scouting the fast gas. Yeah, there's the wall. Let's see. So Fig had a drone in here that was blocking the cannons. Wiseman has no such luck. I like to see Wiseman just drone up, quick Roach Warren, and do the Ravager burst ASAP. Multi again with this killer build. Jesus, his Nexus is nearly done and this cannon rush is going. Let's see. Wiseman does get on top of the second cannon, but the first one will definitely finish. No, never mind. Good hold from Wiseman. Meanwhile, he's banking a lot and has been mining gas the entire time and is supply blocked, so not ideal for Wiseman. Definitely not ideal for Molten. All said and done, he lost 2 pylons, a bunch of cancels, and only forced like some extra lings out of Wiseman. Wiseman going for a really quick third just because he was banking so much. Gonna keep the mined gas and just pull out. He could go for like a Ravager bust type thing if he'd started the link speed quicker, but no luck. So Molten's pretty safe with the Zealot done. He's just going to have to wait for this cannon. The Zealot is going to get, yeah, re-walled so that he doesn't lose it. Cannon's going to finish it up, and then we're trading Lings for not a Zealot. Not the best in the world. We could have gone for Wiseman. Wiseman's just going to macro out of this. Putting back into gas is interesting. Maybe he could Bane Bust. Might be what he's thinking. But Molten kind of knows that that's on the cards, so shield battery coming through. Would be cool if Wiseman could get a bit of a scout with this Overlord. Hanging out with the Ewoks. Third base on the way, nice and early. I mean, mostly a convenience thing because he was banking so much that he thought he had to take it. Fast Stargate for multi. So, after a weird start, it's actually looking pretty normal. The kind of rush from Wiseman was kind of counteracted by the rush from Molten. Not taking that shade, which means this Adept is going to get caught in the middle of the map. Never mind. They're both going home. I guess we'll let bygones be bygones on that one. So, why is Wiseman mining so much gas? Well, we know he likes the muters. Could be a bit of a muter enjoyer. Would have liked to have seen some kind of tech a bit earlier since we're starting to bank a lot of gas. Multi going for the Void Ray, which is always a good choice. Lets you deny a lot of the Overlords. Keeps you pretty safe. Lets you take this third on location nice and quick. Wiseman going to circle around? May even be able to deny it for just a small while the Void Ray comes out. There's no pylon wall. Definitely a good pickup. Yeah, it does get the deny. I'm not sure Molten's very happy about that, but I'm not sure he's too upset either. Let's see if this Void Ray can kill it in time. 100, 50, 20. I think he saved it. Yeah, just barely. But that was about 10 HP. Unfortunate. Yeah, Wise Man's not going to let this pass, so we're making 16 lings and we're going to go and kill that. I think it's fair enough, honestly. Can't blame him. Let's see if this shield battery finishes in time. On the other hand, we do have the lair coming through, so we can finally start spending some of that gas. We're kind of slacking on the droning a little bit. Would be nice to see a bit heavier on the old minerals. Multi going for the Robo. Maybe a couple of oracles. So it looks like he's going to get into that charge lot Archon Immortal. Sort of comp that he likes so much. Let's see if Wise Man can go back in Act Revenge on that match. It's going to be a really fast Hydra Den for Wise Man. Yeah, no chance. Does force the overcharge out, but whatever. So it's going to be a Hydra Den just because he can't push otherwise into the Oracle and the Void Ray from Multi. Looking like a +1 sort of timing with the Evo Chamber. Quite like a Bane Nest with this. Starting to pump the Hydras now. See how ready Multi will be for it. He is sort of getting into the Robo. Ideally against the Hydras you want some kind of like AoE because they're just so weak. So like a Storm is good, Disruptor is good, Colossus is good. Otherwise he may be in a little bit of trouble in game number 1. We'll see. So I don't think he got a Scout off. It's the Hydra Den. Yeah, doesn't know about it yet. Despite these Oracles swanning around, getting a few kills. Nothing that Wise Man's going to be too pressed about. He's making a lot of these Hydras. Multi's, of course, going for Charge Lot, Archon, and Immortal. Let's see. I wonder if this definitely saw that. Yeah, definitely saw the Hydra. So Molten has some idea what's coming. He's going to start walling over on the south side of his third base. A couple cannons, probably some batteries behind it to really shore that up. A lot of Hydras coming up for Wise Man. So he is getting Carapace, but he's not going to hit with Carapace. He's just hitting with speed on these Hydras. Pushing now into the third. Oh, he's going to walk straight into the stasis. That's rough. He might even proc the second one if he's not careful. A lot of the Lings do get into the natural mineral line, but Molten's not really worried about that. Charge finishing up shortly. Oh, the other stasis. It's so painful. We've got 2 Hydras left. The Lings are actually getting a decent amount done, but not a huge number of worker kills, as all the workers were pulled to the third. First stasis does wear off. So these units are up and at them again, but charge is so nearly done. +1 is done for Molten. Definitely a sticky sort of a fight. Definitely not going to get Storm done in time, but maybe Archons. Right-clicking that pylon is a big mistake. Kiting Hydra's off creep against charge lots is very, very painful, but mostly you just need Lings here to like tank for the Hydras and try and keep them alive a bit longer. At the moment, this is not looking great, I will say. And now Carapace is going to finish 5 seconds after the last Hydra dies. Bit of an anti-timing. Our army is still getting scouted for Wise Man. I think there was some potential in the push. I think it's rapidly wearing out. We're going to dump all of our Chronos into Storm, and then this comp is just so fragile. It's not going to work for much longer. We're not really droning. Do have a 4th just started, but I don't love it. And a Micro Hatch, of course. Bane Nest, which I would have liked the first time, just against the Zealots. I think a Bane Nest is a really good option. As we saw, the Zealots against the Hydra is a pretty good unit. So now for the Zerg, we're kind of just... we're a bit down and out. We're a bit down in a few ways. Because we're kind of down in tech and we're down in workers. Meanwhile, the Protoss, you know, their 4th base timing is fine. Their tech is really good. He's going to have Storm, Archons, a bunch of Immortals, +2. Looking pretty okay for Multi. Gonna grab his 4th. just keep building up. Does look like Wise Man's going for another attack. He's getting a lot more Hydras out. But this Observer has been here the entire time and seen the entire army. Honestly, that should give away that there's an Observer here, because otherwise how would Molten know to revelate over here? But doesn't matter too much. Bending speed could be nice, but I don't think we've got time if we're gonna go right now. I guess we could go for a +2, +1, but then we shouldn't be droning. Should just be going harder into the Hydras. I honestly think the window is a bit closed at this point. We're you know, running headlong into Charge and Storm, which are very scary against the comp that we're playing. Joining our fourth, pretty hard though. I don't hate. Do have the Infest Pit, so I guess we go to Hive, but Molten's already got his Fleet Beacon, 2 more Stargates on the way, Dark Shrine, so we're moving into the late game for Molten. And it's a scary place to be indeed, especially after we've invested so much into the Hydras. So we've lost a lot more, 23 Hydras going down in this game. We've also spent so much, 25 Hydras on the field, that when we get into the this sort of carrier switch, playing against it becomes much harder. But let's see. We've droned up very hard recently, up to 90 workers now, so we definitely have some play in this game. You annoying zealots running by. Gonna get cleaned up without doing too much. Would be nice to get some more creep going. It must be pretty low on queens. Yeah, just 3. A bit more creep and we can kind of see them coming a little bit more easily. Can respond to those sort of run-bys. But honestly, you know, Fig did quite well. So many stasis traps. Fig did quite well against the in his game against Molten's late game control. Wise Man, I think, is definitely going to be a bit harder pressed. Another big zealot run by a lot of zealots, in fact. But Molten's really pulling ahead in the army. Well, because Wise Man is banking a huge amount. And again, I don't know why. We don't have, you know, 2 Spires coming so we can max out on Broodlords or something. I think we're just kind of spinning our wheels, not really sure what to spend our money on. So, Hydras are lurking around as Molten just builds up energy on his High Templar, 8 High Templar. And builds up his carrier count, gets his upgrades done. Zealot run-bys, just generally being very irritating while he builds up behind it. Wise Man getting into Ultras, which I don't hate. They're pretty good against the sort of ground force that Molten has. I just think the Hydras are really weak against Storm and Carrier. So Wise Man's army getting pulled to the south side here, as meanwhile Molten positions to try and punish onto this third base of Wise Man. A huge bank for Wise Man. Really a huge bank. Am I missing a raid? Did we get raided? I don't have any notifications on, so I don't know. Thanks for the raid. You're here to see Molten A-move Wise Man to death. So I hope you didn't get bored of seeing Lorimbo get A-move to death over us today. We did see a proxy hatch. It didn't win, and it wasn't as good as the Lorimbo proxy hatch. But we're in the twilight minutes of this game, I'm afraid. We have a big zealot run by in the main, which is going to take out a lot of the tech and a lot of drones. Losing the third like this is very unfortunate, and you know, Molten is trading for literally nothing. Do have a lot of ultras coming through without the upgrade, so they're going to be kind of squishy ultras. I'm just not sure Molten is that scared of them. Doesn't look like he's going home. I think going home's the wise choice here. You know, he's not maxed out anymore, and he's, you know, killed an entire mining base of Wise Man's. Not too many of those left in this game, unfortunately. Huge bank still. I wish we could just spend this bank, but I guess we're now gas limited, which is unfortunate. Molten now going to be extra long with DTs. I told you he was a DT player. I knew it. I do like the abducts on the DTs. It's pretty based. So we're going to try and clear these as well.